I tell my story not because it is unique, but because it is the story of many girls. As long as you like yourself, as long as your family like you, as long as you are good at what you do, your staff respects you, and your board has trust in you, that's what is important. I never really thought of myself as being the only female. I think we really need to remove that mindset from the situation because otherwise, we're always going to be singling ourselves out. Mentally, that can play mind games with you. Friendships between women, as any woman will tell you, are built of 1,000 small kindnesses, swapped back and forth and over again. If you don't give people a chance to fail, you won't innovate. If you want to be an innovative company, allow people to make mistakes. All women everywhere have the same hopes. We want to be self-sufficient and create better lives for ourselves and our loved ones. I am because we are. We all bleed the same color. We all want to love and be loved. When it comes to human dignity, we cannot make compromises. I've looked forward to being older because you will have that many more miles covered. We mustn't be led into thinking getting old is bad. Growing old is good. We are going to be the kids you read about in textbooks. Not because we're going to be another statistic about mass shootings in America, but because, just as David said, we are going to be the last mass shooting. The upward course of a nation's history is due in the long run to the soundness of heart of its average men and women. It is time to flip our traditional model of social change right on its head. If I were to say anything to my 18-year-old self, it would be loosen up. Chill out. We can move toward a world where we live in harmony with nature, where we live in harmony with each other. No matter what nation we come from, no matter what our religion is, no matter what our culture is, this is where we're moving towards. This is a new world we live in, and it should be possible for a woman to be taken seriously and still do what she loves. You are good enough. Don't let anybody else take away your self-worth. You are good enough. Challenges are gifts that force us to search for a new center of gravity. Don't fight them. Just find a new way to stand. If you truly pour your heart into what you believe in, even if it makes you vulnerable, amazing things can and will happen. It's not a question of courage, it's a question of your development. Everything interesting begins with conflict. To me, leadership is about encouraging people. It's about stimulating them. It's about enabling them to achieve what they can achieve and to do that with a purpose. If there's specific resistance to women making movies, I just choose to ignore that as an obstacle for two reasons. I can't change my gender, and I refuse to stop making movies. Taking initiative pays off. It is hard to visualize someone as a leader if she is always waiting to be told what to do. The most alluring thing a woman can have is confidence. I don't think that architecture is only about shelter, is only about a very simple enclosure. It should be able to excite you, to calm you, to make you think. There is a need to be the best you can be. You can't panic, you concentrate. When I run up to the hurdles, I'm very nervous, but I'll tend to think about technical things to keep my mind focused. What I've learned from climbing mountains is that we can push ourselves far beyond what we think we are capable of, and it's outside of our comfort zones that the most amazing things happen. I love trying to inspire, especially younger women, as climbing is so male-dominated. Perfectionism doesn't make you feel perfect. It makes you feel inadequate. If you want it, really want it, nothing or no one can stand in your way. Turn your power up. The worst thing that can happen in a democracy as well as in an individual's life is to become cynical about the future and lose hope. That is the end, and we cannot let that happen. We want girls to be creators of tech, not mere users. Watching them write code is beautiful. Many of them never touched a computer before they got here. It's mind-blowing. The joy on their faces, that's more than money. I can't buy it. As soon as it's watchable, it's marketable, it's sponsorable, it's televisable, and that generates bigger numbers who are inspired by watching it. I think you should take your job seriously, but not yourself. That is the best combination. As women, we may not be a minority, but there is a bond that we all share. It is not a bond of geography, or religion, or culture. It is a bond of shared experiences that only women go through and struggles that only women face. Make a choice. Continue living your life feeling muddled in this abyss of self-misunderstanding, where you find your identity independent of it. I think that having the courage to step out of the norm is the most important thing. Our lives are being transformed by technology, and the pace of change is unprecedented. And you, the great women here tonight, are at the center of that creative disruption. Challenges in medicine are moving from treat the symptoms after the house is on fire to can we preserve the house intact? Together with open conversations and greater understanding, we can ensure that attitudes for mental health change and children receive the support they deserve. In Hollywood, I'm obese. I'm considered a fat actress. I eat like a caveman. I'll be the only actress that doesn't have anorexia rumors. I'm never going to starve myself for a part. I'm invincible. I don't want little girls to be like, oh, I want to look like Katniss, so I'm going to skip dinner. The most important characteristics you need to succeed in business are resilience, determination, and persistence. I've always loved life, and I've never known what's ahead. I love not knowing what might be around the corner. I love serendipity. Think of all the girls who could become top athletes but quit sports because they're afraid of having too many defined muscles and being made fun of or called unattractive. I think the key is for women not to set any limits. The more you're treated as if you don't know what you're talking about, the more you begin to question whether or not you do, in fact, know what you're talking about. I understand a woman's tendency to doubt herself. I was 12 when I started and 34 before I achieved my dream. That should give people hope. It's a drive, go with it and use it. You worry that you're not going to be good enough, and you stretch yourself. That's when you grow most. Really, in technology, it's about the people, getting the best people, retaining them, nurturing a creative environment, and helping to find a way to innovate. Anything is possible. Part of it is how much you want to do it. Some people achieve success very easily, but that's a tiny percentage of people. For the majority of people, it's about working hard. I train twice a day, 6 days a week, 50 weeks a year. Nothing is too big an achievement. I'm passionate about shining a light and championing women in business in what continues to be a male-dominated landscape.